1.
Well, James was giving me a countdown, which I needed to hear, but 3-3 I heard, and I'm not sure what inning. That's from Lady Cat Park. It sounds like Lindale 3 and the Lady Cats 3, and I did not catch the inning. Again, there was a lot going on in my ears trying to hear that. So anyway, sounds like a tie ball game over at Lady Cat Park. So good battle going on there. Leading off for the Wildcats here in the bottom of the third is Connor Bergen. And the first pitch is swung on and hit down the left field line for a base hit. Bergen turns the bag and he's heading to second. Here's the throw to second, not in time. A nice double as he hit that ball hard. It took a big kangaroo hop over the third baseman's head and went right down the left field line. So a double for Connor Bergen. Leading off the bottom of the third inning, and here's Caden Argenbright. He is 0 for 1. He popped out on the infield his first time out. And Koger's pitch to Argenbright, a breaking ball in there for a called strike. Koger's breaking ball looks good tonight. He's generally thrown it for strike. What Bob Euchre used to say in the movie, just a little outside. That was considerably outside. Of course, it was in the movie, too. That's why it made it funny. 2-1 now. And Kager's pitch on the way. Argenbright blasted up the middle for a base hit. It's a one-hopper to the center fielder, and Jared Hammock puts on the brakes on Bergen at third. Argenbright hit that actually too hard. It was a one-hopper to the center fielder out there, Jack Phillips. And he threw the ball all the way in, a one-hopper to the catcher. So runners at the corners with nobody out. Runner at first and third. And here's Colson Hale, and he blistered a base hit into left field his first time up. He lashed that ball out there, hit it with a lot of authority. And Koger, the old fake to third and usually throw to first. That time he just kept the ball. Didn't deliver anywhere, so runner still at first and third. Nobody out. And Hale awaits, and the first pitch, a breaking ball in there for a call strike. I'm telling you that Koger's got that breaking ball working tonight. He keeps mixing in the fastball too. You want anything all the time, they're going to catch up to it. Here's the 0-1 pitch, swung on by Hale and blooped out to left field. The left fielder makes the catch in left center field. Tag up by the Wildcats. The throw comes to second, and Connor Bergen will score on the sacrifice fly by Colson Hale. So give an RBI to Colson on the fly out to left center field for out number one. They threw to second to make sure that Argenbright did not move up. And didn't even try for Connor Bergen. They figured they had no shot at him. The ball was deep enough. And the Wildcats take a 1-0 lead. Runner at first with one out. Here's Jackson Cheney. Argenbright leads, and the pitch is swung on by Cheney and hit foul back out of play. And strike one the count to Jackson Cheney. He struck out in the first inning. He's 0 for 1. Tonight's pitcher for the Wildcats. Second double play depth for the Greenville second baseman and shortstop. Back deep at third. Pitch to Cheney. And now Argenbright takes off for second, and he's in there. As the ball was not cleanly caught by the catcher, and Argenbright took off and moved into second base. So the Wildcats now with a runner at second, with just one out. And 1-1 the count to Jackson Cheney. Here's a 1-1 pitch. That caught the outside part of the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Wildcats with another runner in scoring position here. They lead 1-0 as we play in the bottom of the third inning. And Koger's pitch, that pitch outside. And 2 balls and 2 strikes to Jackson Cheney. Big slugger for the Wildcats. Seemed like the last time we were here, he hit the ball straight away center field. It was a real bomb out there. And the 2-2 pitch swung on and hit down the right field way. The right fielder really churning after it. It's in foul territory, and he couldn't catch up to it. There's a lot of space in this ballpark. Just really a huge ballpark. And so don't ever, in this place, don't ever give up. If you're a fielder out there, don't ever give up on a foul ball. Just keep chasing. You might get there. Right fielder was really moving fast. Jose Martinez out there. Count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, runner at second base. Wildcats leading 1-0. And here is Landon Coger's pitch. Swing and a miss by Jackson Chaney. Couldn't come up with it. And that's out number 2. That'll bring up Cameron Harrison. He struck out in the first inning, 0 for 1 in the ball game. Several ball games ago, we saw Cameron, that was a Texas High game. He hit a 2-run homer down the right field line. And Coger looks at the runner at second and delivers. Swing and a miss by Harrison for strike 1. That was off. Wildcats had a double, a single, and a sacrifice fly to take a 1-0 lead. Here's a 2-1 pitch that just missed outside. 3-1 the count to Wiggins. First name Rodey, R-O-D-E-Y. And Jackson Chaney now with a 3-1 offering, and he poured that fastball right in there for a strike, and the count goes full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. And Chaney winds up, and the 3-2 pitch on the way. Called strike 3 on the outside part of the plate. See, I think that's 3. That is correct. 3 strikeouts now for Jackson Chaney as we play here in the 4th inning. And his pitch count is still, that looks to be about 28, I believe is what that says. And this is the 4th inning, so that is still an incredibly great number. And the pitch to the next batter hit to left center field. That's well struck, and that's in there, but cut off by the left fielder, and he will hold that batter to a single. Nice defensive play by Jace Thompson to get over there and cut that ball off in the gap and hold Clay Burnett to a single. That's the second Lions hit. So runner at first with 1 out, and here's Brandon Stevens. He grounded down to Will Sims his first time up, 0 for 1 in the ball game. Stevens steps in. Burnett, big tall fella, leads off first. Kind of a smallish lead, now takes another step. Pitch from Jackson Chaney, pours that fastball in there for a call strike to Stevens. Left fielder for the Lions. Stepped out and looked down at Cazole, our head coach, coaching down at third base. Nick Cazole. Chaney from the stretch. And the 0-1 breaking ball swung on and hit well to left field. The left fielder backing up, and Thompson makes the catch. And Jace fires that ball back toward the infield. Nicely played by Jace Thompson on what looked like a pretty well struck ball, but he got back on it and made it look routine. That's out number 2 for the runner at first base. And here's Jack Phillips. He grounded the ball to shortstop Argenbright his first time up. And Argy threw a strike over to Cameron Harrison at first to get him out. So runner at first, 2 out. Wildcats leading 1-0. And Cheney's first pitch, a breaking ball in there for a call strike to Jack Phillips, Greenville center fielder. Again, he steps out and took a long look at his head coach. Not what you'd be expecting here with 2 outs and a runner at first. Hit the ball, get a base hit. That's what the signal should be. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And the runner takes off, kind of a delayed steal, and he walked into second base, and he got him out as he never slid, and the ball went out to Argenbright, and he applied the tag. He went in standing up. I think he thought he had that made, and a beautiful throw there by Jace Birchfield. And that'll do it for the Greenville Lions. And no runs, 1 hit, no Wildcat errors, and nobody left on base. We played 3.5 here from Wildcat Park. The Wildcats 1 and Greenville 0.
Out again.
And we'll have Austin Dodd, Jason Birchfield, and Will Sims, the scheduled hitters for the Wildcats here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Austin Dodd will lead off, and he singled in the 2nd inning. And again, for the last 2 ball games against Greenville, 6 for 6 with 3 singles. And maybe a couple of doubles, I think, and a triple. I believe that's how that all shook out. And Dodd in the batter's box to lead off the bottom of the 4th. Breaking ball in there for a call strike from Landon Koger. I keep wanting to call him Aaron Kager. Everybody around town knows him. He's a fire investigator over at the fire department. I guess it's what he still does over there. I've gotten out of news, so I'm kind of out of touch. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swung on and laced out to left center field, but caught by Phillips in center field. Now that was a well-struck ball, but the center fielder makes the catch. First time he hit one, just kind of blooped it off the fist, got a base hit. He hammered that ball, and the ball was caught. So that's out number 1, and here's Jace Birchfield. He has no official at-bats as he sacrificed in the 2nd inning. And the pitch to Jace is in there for a call strike. 1 out, nobody on. We play in the bottom of the 4th. Kager's only thrown 43 pitches as we play in the 4th. That's an incredibly good number, too. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swung on by Birchfield and hit foul out of play. 0-2 the count for the Wildcats catcher, sometimes pitcher. And Landon Kager winds up, and here's the 0-2 pitch. It's swung on and hit shortstop on a couple of hops, and here's the throw to first, and it's in time for out number 2. Nice play there by Luke Adell, throwing over to Clay Burnett. So 2 up, 2 down for the Wildcats, and here's Will Sims. He hit that long fly ball down the left field line that looked like it was going to be way foul, and the left fielder crossed the line and made the catch out there. It came close to being a fair ball. First pitch to Sims, low and outside, ball 1. 2 out, nobody on, bottom of the 4th inning. Wildcats with a 1-0 lead. Landon Koger is swung on, hit right up the center field, and Phillips has it out in center field. Made 2 of the outs in the inning. Wildcats go up and down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. Played 4 complete on a fast, rapid moving ball game tonight. After 4, the Wildcats 1, Greenville 0.
We're out.
I'm afraid we're going to need light pretty quickly here. Hate to do that to everybody, but
seconds. 15. 10 seconds. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1.
And we move along now into the top of the 5th inning. Again, a rapid moving ball game. Remember, it's scheduled for 7, so we're trotting along here. Less than an hour old. Already in the top of the 5th. And Jackson Cheney's first pitch on the way. Misses outside for ball 1. That was Jackson's 34th pitch. So 33 pitches through 4 innings. That's an amazing, about an 8-pitch an inning number. That is incredibly low. 1-0 pitch. Looked like the batter failed to check. Oh, the first base umpire said he did not go. Boy, I'd like to see a replay of that. 2-0 the count. Looked like he definitely maybe had trouble checking that swing. And the 2-0 pitch. And that's high, and Jackson Cheney is behind to Jack Phillips, 3-0. Jackson back on the rubber there. And here comes the 3-0 pitch from the windup, and in there for a call strike. Again, burn that fastball in there. Jackson's fastballs look very, very good tonight. He's really been pouring that in there. And the 3-1 pitch, and that's strike 2, and the count goes full now after Jack Phillips was up 3 balls and no strikes, and now the count back to full. The center fielder in there, he made 2 catches last inning. 3-2, call strike 3. Jackson Cheney comes all the way back and picks up the strikeout. That's strikeout number 4 for Jackson. 1 up and 1 out, and here's Luke Adell. He struck out in the 2nd inning. It's the shortstop for the Greenville Lions. Always have a lot of respect for a shortstop, usually one of the best athletes, if not the best athlete on the team. Takes a strike on the outside part of the plate. 0-1. The count. Jackson Cheney, boy, he's in the catbird seat out there, just winding and firing. Here's the 0-1 pitch, breaking ball. That was off the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. Catbird seat. I was trying to, who was that old announcer from Florida that used to, well, he was in New York broadcasting when all the New York teams were there. That pitch misses outside. Red Barber, maybe? I think that was Red Barber. Talked about the catbird seat. 2 balls and 1 strike for the old Brooklyn Dodgers. Here's a 2-1 pitch. Missed outside, and Cheney goes to 3-1 now on Luke Adell. All he did last time after getting behind 3-0 was come back and got the strikeout. Now he's behind in the count, 3-1 to Adell. 1 out, nobody on, top of the 5th inning. And Jackson Cheney's 3-1 pitch, swing and a miss. He fired that fastball in there again, and Adell had a hard time catching up with it. The count goes full to the Greenville shortstop. Another thing Red Barber used to say in an exciting ball game, "Oh, doctor, everybody need to check your blood pressure." Here's a 3-2 count, and swing and a miss for strike 3. 2 up and 2 out, and that'll bring up Braden Hudspeth. He hit that incredible play to Jackson Cheney that was back behind his back, and Jackson just kind of flashed the glove back there, and the ball got caught right in it. That was a beautiful play. Watch Doug's replay just for that one. 2 outs, nobody on, and here's a breaking ball, and they say the batter checked his swing for ball 1. This is Hudspeth, and again grounded back to the mound his only time, 0-1. And Cheney with a 1-0 pitch. Now he poured that fastball in there, but it was down too low that time. Came in a little lower than we've seen. 2-0 the count to Hudspeth. So Cheney's strategy this inning has been to fall behind and then come roaring back with great success. Pair of strikeouts so far. 2-0 pitch, swung on, grounded down to Argenbright at short, cleanly fields, nice throw, nice stretch by Harrison at first. And that's going to do it. Again, Greenville up and down in order in a real pitcher's duel tonight. No runs, no hits, no errors. And nobody left on base. We've played, hold on just a second.
Lindale 3 and your Lady Cats 4.
Lady Cats are leading 4-3, and again, I did not catch the inning. But Greenville, again, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. And we've played 4.5 innings here from Wildcat Park. The Wildcats 1 and Greenville 0.
We're out.
Huh? Oh, top of the fifth?
20 seconds. 15. 10 seconds.
Golly, we caught up with them. They started 30 minutes before we did.
5 seconds.
They're scoring more than we are.
3, 2, 1.
Hey, got the answer on that Lady Cats. They're in the top of the fifth. Well, we're in the bottom of the fifth now. We started 30 minutes after them, but I mean, we've been playing giddy-up baseball here tonight. This is a fast-moving game. But that is the top of the fifth. Lady Cats 4 and Lindale 3. A real barn burner over there at Lady Cat Park tonight. And right here, we're in the bottom of the fifth inning. The Wildcats leading Greenville 1-0. And again, a rapid moving ball game here. As we are really at about the 1 hour mark and already being here in the bottom of the fifth. Wildcats will have 8, 9, and 1 scheduled to hit in the bottom of the fifth. Jace Thompson will be the first hitter, then Connor Bergen and Caden Argenbright. So Jace Thompson be the right-handed first hitter here. Wildcats left fielder. He struck out in the second, 0 for 1 in the ball game. Steps in against Landon Koger. And the pitch on the way, blasted up the middle, base hit for Jace Thompson. Nice hit, Jace. Boy, that was solid. Nothing cheap about that one. He hit that, as Coach Hammock, I think, would say, on the screws. He really blasted that one. I don't know the origin of that. That sounds like some kind of tool and die kind of talk. But I don't know what that means, to hit something on the screws, but it means real solid. And that was well hit. Here's Connor Bergen. He had a double his first time up. Kind of hit a kangaroo hop over the third baseman. A beautiful bunt down the third base line, fielded by Koger, and his throw to first in time. Koger pouncing off that mound. I would imagine when he's not pitching, he's probably a middle infielder of some kind. I think he's a second baseman. That may be his position. I'll have to check that out. I've got Greenville in the book. I can. But a good sacrifice by Connor Bergen. Out number 1 and on the play, Jace Thompson with a lot of speed moves to second base. Here's Caden Argenbright. He has a hit in the ball game. Popped to second and then singled in the third. So 1 for 2 for Argie. Koger looks back at second. And the pitch to Argenbright. Breaking ball in there for a call strike. Yeah, Argenbright, actually, he hit his single too hard because it was a one-hopper to the center fielder, and Bergen could not score from second. It was so well struck. Coach Hammock threw up the stop sign. There's a pitch high and outside, 1 ball and 1 strike to Caden Argenbright. And Landon Koger looks in. He's allowed 5 hits tonight, 1 run, 5 hits. The Wildcats have allowed no runs and 2 hits. And stepped off the mound and looked to second where Jace Thompson was. Jace with a short lead, that shortstop right there standing right next to Thompson. Here's a breaking. Thompson stayed at second, 3 balls and 1 strike. Also, congratulations to a couple of fellas, a couple of football players, DQ Pitts and also Jermon Bryant Amos. They're going to RPA College, which is right next door to UT Arlington. a prep school. Good for those fellows. 3-1 pitch. That's outside, ball 4, and Argenbright will take a walk. At prep school, you kind of allows a player to really get strong with the books, and then to play football, they play a junior college schedule, and then to move on to hopefully a bigger college, and you don't lose any of your eligibility by playing at the prep school. So that's a heck of a deal all the way around. That RPA College in Arlington. Wildcats have runners on at second and first, and a meeting going on on the mound. Again, 54 pitches at this point in the game. That's slightly, that's under 11 per inning right now. Of course, he's not quite out of this inning yet. And we've got Jace Thompson at second, Argenbright at first, and Colson Hale, the hitter. He's 1 for 1 with a well-hit single to left field, and then he hit a sacrifice fly. So he's getting that ball out in the outfield. 1 for 1. And Koger's pitch on the way, and missed outside, ball 1. And the Wildcats stirring the pot here in the 5th inning. Runners at second and first, and just 1 out, and they took that out to try to move a base runner along. And Koger looking at second. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Hale. Swung on, slashed foul. Went into the Greenville dugout. Looked like somebody had a glove there and snagged that one as it came into that dugout. It was higher than that fence down there that blocks everything off, but it's only about waist high. So somebody snagged that with a glove. Good idea to have a glove when you're around the park. Want to stay alert. Here's a 1-1 pitch. Call strike on the outside part of the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Colson Hale, hitting in the 2-hole. Boy, second baseman is really deep for him. Shortstop is again trying to bug that base runner. They're not holding Argenbright on at first, so he's getting a giant lead. That pitch outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 out as we play here in the bottom of the 5th. Wildcats with a 1-0 lead, threatening to add some runs here. I know Jackson Cheney would certainly appreciate the insurance. May have a chance to help his own ball game here. He's on deck. Pitcher took too long, and Colson Hale stepped out. Umpire granted it. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. And Koger's next pitch is swung on and hit out toward right center field. There's nobody there. That's in there for a base hit. Runner rounding third, and a runner right on his tail, and both runs come in to score on a double by Colson Hale that drives home 2 Wildcats. Well, a 2 RBI double as Colson Hale hit one out there to right center field. Nobody out there. And I mean to tell you, Argenbright was just right behind Connor Bergen. He almost hitched a ride there. Had a piggyback. And the Wildcats leading 3-0 after Colson Hale drives home a pair with a double. And here's Jackson Cheney with Hale at second. And again, that shortstop for Greenville just right in that gap there as Hale takes a little bit of a lead. Here's a pitch to Jackson, a breaking ball in there for a call strike. I'll tell you, that would be a pattern to look for if you like to hit the breaking ball. Koger has been throwing those first pitch curves about every time to every batter. But most of them are just taking that thing. They'd rather hit the Ryan Express. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That's outside. Nice snag there by the Greenville catcher, Braden Hudspeth. 1 ball and 1 strike to Jackson Cheney. Wildcats lead 3-0 now. Have a runner at second with 1 out. Colson Hale at second. He runs pretty well. And Koger now. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swung on by Cheney and hit blooper first base in foul territory. Now a catch made there by Clay Burnett for out number 2. And that'll leave it up to Cameron Harrison to see if he can add a run here. Harrison struck out in the first and grounded back to Coger, the pitcher, so he's 0 for 2. And Harrison from the left side. Boy, you'd think if he could drop a bunt, unless Coger could get to it, he could have a hit. They're playing him very deep, all the way around the infield. And the pitch to Harrison, call, strike from Landon Coger. So 0-1 the count. And the 0-1 pitch on the way, and that was, that missed. 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, runner at second, 2 outs now. The Wildcats leading 3-0. Wildcats have had 6 hits on the night. And Coger's 1-1 pitch swung on by Harrison and hit out toward left field. Left fielder coming in. He's under it and makes the catch for out number 3. But the Wildcats have a big inning as they have a pair of hits. They had 2 runs on 2 hits. No Greenville errors. And had 1 runner left on base. We played 5 complete here from Wildcat Park. New score now, the Wildcats of Sulphur Springs 3 and Greenville 0.